we ain't got no breakup, no relationship, so they're gonna try to find out who they are. You know what I mean? Who
Right.
still like Ali? You know what I mean? That's like they did what he's saying in Salman, right?
Mm-hmm.
She called Salman, or Noah called Salman and got mad at him for liking Hussein. And he's an enemy of the Jamaat. You're not supposed to like him. So they probably do the same for Ali. Find out who he hang out with. And they call him in and chastise him. You know what I mean? That's about it.
Yeah,
That's
there
the
was
only thing I can see.
there was a few things. So Ali says, according to him, now I did go to the comments myself, and I put there that he was at the Hafiz school, and like he said, 10 years ago, he was shown that tape. Okay? He was shown a tape. It wasn't a khutbah though, so I don't know why, that contradicts the show. He's never given a khutbah that anybody has seen, that we have seen, we the young ones, right?
Oh, yeah. You might have messed up.
So, yeah, it was a dialogue and it was on Surah Ra'd, okay?
Okay.
And what he is describing is practically what we were clarifying the last time I was on the R2F. Was
Right.
again, it was clearly the fact that he was really, messing up to the very basic level words that did not belong there. He did get them.
Right.
They were in other surahs like Ali is trying to recall 10 years ago.
Right. Right.
He was one of the senior students at the Hafiz school. He was part of the council. He was also director of secret affairs, as we used to call him. Because so that much I can account for, and I can also account for the fact that he was a very strong supporter of Mubarak Jilani. He was very strong. He was very gung-ho. I thought maybe that's, one of the reasons why, I had to put up, resistance with him was because of the fact that he was really supporter of Mubarak Jilani, Shah Sahib. Back then.
I didn't know he was that strong of a
Well, there are a lot of things we don't know about Director of Secret Affairs. Secret. But he said it himself. He actually said it. He says it himself. He says it. You don't hear it in his testimony?
What did he say?
He said that he was a very strong supporter. And that was
I know.
and that was
I
what
didn't know that though.
Yeah, because you remember he did go to that retreat. Or the point is that when I called upon him to discuss with him the matter of Quran. Now, I was not able to discuss with him what I'm able to discuss today. What I'm able to discuss today is much more in-depth, detailed, but in a very simple form. Look, Allah Ta'ala himself says that he will send to a nation one who is well versed in their language, in that people's language. This man is not speaking clear English. This is the first thing. This is just at the basic level. The very basic thing. Secondly,
let me say something before you go on. I'm in total agreement with you, right? But let me say something, right? Pakistan, let's say India, right, was colonized by the British for 150 years, almost 200 years, right? You understand?
yes.
So they speak good English. Pakistanis, right now today, a lot of Pakistanis speak better English than African Americans over here. They speak good English. So there's no reason for this man, right, not to know how to speak clear English. And got the nerve you're talking about Allah sent him to us. With that mumble jumble nonsense, you don't even understand a word he say. Unless you pay close attention. You gotta pay real close attention to him. But there's thousands of Pakistanis right now speak very clear English. That was under British rule for almost 200 years. So they was born in the language. They were speaking English, but the grandparents were speaking English. So he had no excuse for coming over here, mumbling and jumbling like he was doing. Even to this day, they play his discourse back, right? And you still can't understand what he's saying.
So let me just say,
So I'm in agreement with what you're saying.
I understand, but the next thing was Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself sent the best of prophets, Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam. He was one man. He was actually educated and disciplined with nothing other than the wisdom of Allah, the Quran. Allah Ta'ala says this is the guidance, this is the way. So if you actually are coming from, or you're coming with the mercy and the guidance of Allah, it has to be with Quran.
Exactly right.
You might have a script, an Arabic script, but that today is what you might think is Quran. But Quran was revealed in speech. This is so now there's an exception. Not everybody can bring the book and say, here's my Quran, I have Quran. I have several Qurans at my house. Quran was revealed in speech. And that's why in speech, you have the khushu', the deep thinking. You have to be connected to what you're reciting.
Right.
You have to have the tajweed. You have to have the science in the command. As it was revealed, you recite it as it was revealed. Otherwise, it's not Quran. It's something else. You made it up, or somebody else gave it to you, other than the silsila. Okay? Other than the authentic chain of narrative. You got it from other than that.
Right.
So because of that...
In other words, Allah is not going to send a fraud to represent him.
Let me just say, again, that you and me cannot just pick up and say Allah sent us. Neither it is for anybody. Allah himself selects who he decides.
Right.
You going along fabricating with whatever it is that you had, as long as it may last, it is not from Allah, is going to cease to exist. The truth will overcome that in which is fabricated.
Right.
So you didn't have command of the English, and you did not have the command of the Quran. Now, whatever it is that you have, since it's not the truth, the entire truth, then there's falsehood and fabrication mixed up in there. There's some truth somewhere here and there along the way, but it's fabricated. No, wait, give me a second. Let me explain this. Simple. You sprinkled a few Quranic, miracles here and there. Yes, because every letter is a miracle. So yeah, you took some phrases of the Quran, and you made it, and you sprinkled it around your show. But because of the fact that you added, it made it shirk. That means that you added to the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You added a way to Allah. So now whatever it is that you're doing of the truth, being that it is falsehood in it, being that fabricated for whatever reasons, we don't know what your reasons were. Allah will say to you on the day of judgment, why were you doing this? People will think. So the problem is that you've created a Jilanislam. You created your own type of Islam, and it's Scientologic. It's a Scientologic means of controlling people. If you look up Scientology and you look at the similarities between the two, they are dead on identical. They're dead. I mean, it's so crazy. I mean, it's unbelievable. They have about 8, Scientology levels or Scientology traits, every last one of them, every last one of them, just match them up. Every last one of them, none are not existent in TMOA. Very strange. And then the problem is that this.
Let me say something, let you go on. Now, I agree with everything you say. I'm just adding this to it, right? What you just said earlier was so profound, right? And just stop and think about this. You said that he didn't have command over the Arabic or English. Now check that out. He's talking about Allah sent him to represent him. He didn't have command over Arabic or English language. The only thing the man knew how to speak was Urdu. And he wasn't addressing no Pakistanis. He was addressing African Americans. So he didn't have command over either language.
Right.
And they tell you right there that he was up straight up far. You can just listen to his Arabic. Okay, now you look. You tell me he has command over Arabic.
You don't want to even say, excuse me. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You don't even want to say Arabic. Let him speak his own type of Arabic. That's fine. You don't have Quran. And there's not a single person, my daughter included, in Egypt, when they finish studying, or those who finish studying, who can justify, we have his videotapes, that this man has command of basic Quranic recitation. I have too many students that come to my mind, okay, when I think about how many I can attest that can actually recite Quran better than him. From maybe a 6-year-old. I'm not kidding. It's not a joke. You understand? But this is not the only problem. Let me tell